Steelers fans and teammates. Big Ben spent his entire 18-year career in Pittsburgh, making that the longest career for a quarterback spent with one franchise in NFL history. He's one of the league's all-time great passers, ranking top 10 in wins, pass yards, and TDs. It's the end of an era. RC, before you answer this question, seriously though, did you see when we had breaking news on the show what his response was, this longtime Steelers fan? It was
no, I didn't see what he said.
Okay, this is what happened. I was like, Stephen A., breaking news, your quarterback, 18 years, Big Ben, future Hall of Famer, Iron Man, extends the play better than anybody, as tough as can be. He's officially hanging it up. And he said, Ryan Clark, on national television, thank God. Not thank you. Thank God. Okay.
Like sometimes,
I just need to remind everybody of that because he's a different cat, RC. He is.
Yeah, I look at Stephen A. and he wants to talk about me because I played a year in Washington after leaving Pittsburgh. But he's the most fair-weather Pittsburgh Steelers fan that's ever lived. When things are great, he loves them and he supports them. And then if things dip a little bit or they're down or they aren't a team in the Super Bowl, he just absolutely crushes the team and turns his back on them. His reporting is his analysis is completely biased. As in, if they make him feel good, he says good things about him. If they hurt him, he says bad things about him. And I just don't understand.
Are you lying on me on national television? Are you lying on me on national television?
That's why I changed from reporting to analysis.
It sounded like you said both.
He meant analysis.
It sounded like you said both. Okay, all right, go ahead.
He's been on TV for like 80 hours. Give him a break.
Okay, I was about to get on him. Go ahead.
He probably has stiff hip flexors from sitting so long doing television.
I've actually been stretching over here. But you know what, though? I'm going to say this, though. Let's get it away from Stephen A. and mess it about with him.
Yes, Big Ben's legacy.
For Big Ben, I think... Yeah, for Big Ben, I think he's the greatest quarterback that's ever played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know there are going to be people that watch football in the 70s and talk about Terry Bradshaw and those 4 Super Bowls, but I just think what Big Ben did was different. Big Ben didn't consistently have all of the Hall of Famers that Terry Bradshaw had. Big Ben was a guy who went through different phases in his career. He dealt with adversity off the field, some brought on by himself, but he came through all those things, made himself a better man. And in making himself a better man, he was a better quarterback. He went from a guy who was a part of a team that won a Super Bowl to a dude that helped the team win a Super Bowl to a guy that was a franchise quarterback that was the main reasons they won games. And nobody played the position tougher than Big Ben. And that's why that's his nickname, not just because of his size, but because of the presence that he had on the field. And so I know I don't have a Super Bowl ring without him. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers organization the last 18 years aren't what they are without Big Ben. And I think sometimes when players play as long as he did, you forget what they once were. And you view him for what you last saw him as. And that still was a guy who was a playoff caliber quarterback that led a team that wasn't necessarily that great to the playoffs. And, they lost the game, but it wasn't because he didn't have effort. It wasn't because he didn't put all he had into it. It was just because it was time. And when you do as much as he's done, it's okay to hang him up. It's okay to take care of your kids and run around and be dad and be a husband, but make no mistake about it. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He deserves all the respect, all the love that we've given him throughout the stretch of the end of this year. And the Pittsburgh Steelers will miss that dude being around the building, being in the huddle, and being on the field. So will I, and so will many of the fans.
You finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I don't disagree with one single word you said about Big Ben Roethlisberger. Not one. And 24 hours later, in this same chair on national television, I'll say it again. Thank God. Thank God he's retired. Because it's not disrespectful to Ben Roethlisberger. And I'm not talking to y'all, but I'm being very serious here. As a world, as a sports world, we need to grow up. We need to grow up. Ben Roethlisberger is a 2-time Super Bowl champion who went to 3 Super Bowls, who was Big Ben, who was famous for shrugging off tacklers, extending plays, and throwing and flinging that football all over the field. Obviously, he benefited to some degree from the Steelers having pretty good defenses along the way, but it doesn't take away from what he did as a quarterback and as a leader, and how he evolved over the years and resurrected his life, not just on the field, but off the field. I love and respect Big Ben Roethlisberger, but that's why I say thank God, because that's not what I was seeing over the last couple of years, and it was holding up the franchise. Now, granted, it wasn't all his fault because of Mason Rudolph and the likes of Dwayne Haskins and them on my fallback. I'm going to beg Ben Roethlisberger to stay on, too. If I'm Colbert or I'm Tomlin or I'm the Roonies, of course I am, because that's my best option. But that doesn't mean it was a great option. It means it was something that I had to accept because I had nothing better available to me. He was 39 years old. He had elbow issues that he had to overcome. He was immobile. He was a stationary target, and they were limited with what they could do offensively because he was behind center. We looked at the greatness of Muhammad Ali, man. Did you like seeing him in the ring against Larry Holmes? I don't think you did. I don't think anybody who knows boxing did, right? I'll tell y'all a personal story. Shaquille O'Neal was a Boston Celtic, had calf strains and foot issues and all of this other stuff, man. We watched that brother walk off the court during the game at one moment. My man Mark Stevens, Uncle Jerome, and other family members with tears in their eyes had to go to that brother and be like, yo, man, it's time. And then that's my man. And I had to say to him, it's time. We ain't forget he a 4-time champion. We ain't forget that it was arguably the most dominant force we've ever seen in our lifetime this side of Wilt Chamberlain. We didn't forget all of that. What we said is, but that's not the case anymore. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.